pcwizkid here with something very special. I've got the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2. It's a 4G LTE ready for our North American market smartphone. I've never reviewed something like this from China with the China OS on it, and really, I was skeptical about it, but I saw a lot of the news. I saw how popular it was. For example, this is more popular than a Samsung phone in India right now. Okay, it surpassed Samsung. That's how popular the Xiaomi brand is down there. And I said, I have to try it. I have to say, what is all this buzz about the Mi Mix 2? So, okay, we like, premium phones. We like a bezel-less phone. I can't understand any of this stuff that is coming in the package here. It's in Chinese, but that's okay because I've got the version that's made for the North American market that's meant to work here and comes with the right adapter, which is great, so I can recharge it. You can see here the long Type-C adapter, okay? That's going to be plugged in at the bottom of the phone. And that's great, so it's not proprietary or anything. And there's the standard North American plug on this quick charge 3.0 adapter. So yes, it does charge very fast, and I do like that, of course. The phone has a 3400 milliamp hour battery, so that lasts about a day, day and a half, depending on your usage. Let's take out this beauty and take a look at it closer. Has a ceramic backing, by the way. You're going to notice that when I flip it around. It's nice and shiny. It's, very big, the screen. It's almost like end-to-end without any bezel, so the backing is ceramic, but the rest of the frame, the chassis is an aluminum metal chassis, which is nice. You can see there the 5.99 inch display. That's the whole display that's going around it. We're going to look at that more in detail. In the box, you're going to get a few other goodies in there, if you want to call them goodies. You got a little adapter there with the Type-C to your headphone jack. That's right, because it's using Bluetooth 5.0, so they expect you to have Bluetooth headphones now, but there's an adapter just in case. And then some more useless Chinese literature that I can't read, so we'll just put that aside. And in the box, you got a little pin release there for the SIM card, which I'll show you in a second. And bonus, you get a case there for the back, so you can protect your nice shiny ceramic beauty, okay? Because I mean, it is a sight to see and a sight to hold. It almost feels a little bit slippery to hold that nice smooth ceramic back on this phone. I mean, it feels very nice, lightweight but strong. It feels premium. I do like that. They included the basic necessities that work in the box, and the phone itself is a sight to see. So I had to try it. A little bit skeptical, but I had to try it. So let's take a closer look now. LCD touchscreen, of course, instead of an AMOLED screen. Still very nice, very sharp colors. I did enjoy looking at it. I've used all kinds of phones from, you name it, Nokia, BlackBerry, iPhone, Samsung. I've used every phone for the last 20 years, so I'm very familiar with everything. And here, this screen is not bad at all. With the Gorilla 4, hardening on this, I'm not worried. Okay, I'm not worried. What I am worried about is, will this survive if it drops in water, because it's not waterproof. That's the only thing. But I do like the dual SIM card, dual standby there on it. I do like the fact that it has 128 gigabytes of storage on this. You can get it 64 or 256. 6 gigs of RAM on there. Octa-Core. Geez. Octa-Core we're talking about here on the Snapdragon 835 CPU. Wow, I tell you, this thing rocks. It's going to be super fast with the Adreno 540 GPU also, by the way, so it's great graphics on here, no kidding. And we're going to have good response when it comes to cameras and video, right? Because you do want to take some pictures, I hope, with this and some video. So yes, it does support all the way up to some nice, comfortable 4K video if you're looking into that. Here are the different specs for that. 12 megapixels on the primary camera with the nice little gold going around the camera. By the way, that is 18 karat gold, just in case you're wondering about that. And the selfie camera, 5 megapixels on that. Nothing fancy and special about the selfie camera, but I do love that ceramic backing with the camera. It is a beauty. Fingerprints are, a little bit of a concern, but if you put that case, it's not a problem. There's that selfie camera, believe it or not. It's that tiny little dot in the corner there. And the fingerprint reader is in the right spot. If you ask me, that's where I want it. When I hold the phone, I put my finger there, boom, it turns on. okay, with fingerprint reader. Very responsive, very fast, and I did test it later on, and it's a great place. I don't like the iPhone fingerprint reader on the front. I don't. I've used it, and I don't like it there. I don't want to have to use my thumb, for example. So here is the SIM card slot right there on the side there. You would press the pin to release that. And on the other side, you've got the up and down volume right there and the power button. So this is a minimalistic view, okay? It's very, round edges. There's your Type-C plug and your speaker and mic at the bottom, and then another little mic at the top of the phone as well. The OS. Okay, the OS, the MIUI OS that I originally got was version 8, but I upgraded it to version 9, and I tell you, I got used to it. It's optimized, it runs fast, it's smooth, it's intuitive. I didn't have any problems. I was skeptical because I thought, oh, everything's going to be in Chinese, even if I change the language, and there's going to be a lot of Chinese apps. And yeah, that's true. There's going to be a lot of stuff in Chinese if you get the Chinese ROM installed on there, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I was able to unlock it online on their MIUI website. It's free, and download and flash it with the global English only ROM, which had no Chinese apps, no China written anywhere on it, and just installed my stuff, and I was good to go. Everything was just like a regular Android phone, clean, intuitive, easy to use. A lot of new features that I've never seen in an Android phone before, so that's nice to see. It looks like they're adding more and more as we go along. Like I mentioned earlier, it is using the Android OS 7.11, the nougat, not the Oreo yet, but I am looking forward to seeing further updates and enhancements to this OS. But it is intuitive. The buttons are in the right place. It didn't take me long to figure out, it's a phone. What can I say? The main thing for me is that I don't want any lag. I want it to be responsive. I want to be able to install the apps that I want to install. I want to be able to customize things. And I did actually find out that you could change the theme. So if you don't like the icons, you don't like the way it looks, you can just download a whole new theme and the whole thing changes. So everything, you can make this actually look like an iPhone. That's how funny this is. You can actually change the icons and everything to look like an iPhone. It was hilarious. The stuff that you can do, the amount of customization is terrific. Now, here's an example, response time on the web, on Chrome, launching the Google app right into the website on YouTube, and you can see how fast everything loads. It's fast. It's snappy. What can you expect from an Octa-Core CPU? You're going to get a good response time, great multitasking. You can do split screen on this too. So top screen, you can have one thing going on, and maybe on the bottom screen, you can do your chatting, for example. So watch a video and chat at the same time. Nothing too out of the ordinary there, but customizing your screen, deleting things, moving things around, that's more or less what you expect. I mean, you can see here what I'm doing. I'm flipping between different screens. I'm closing different apps that I don't want to use. I can just flick it and get rid of it. So that's just like it is on an iPhone. Nothing different there. So for those of you that are skeptical that are using iPhones, I've used iPhones too. So what? The main thing here is that, is this fast? Is it the latest and greatest? Is this going to give you the support for the future? Is it customizable? Do you have lots of storage so you don't run out of it? Because I know that, with Apple, they're trying to say, well, unlimited photos, everything is on the cloud, save it on the cloud. Well, no, I don't want to save anything on the cloud. I want to save everything on the phone. I want lots of storage so that way I know that it's here and not saved somewhere else. So this 128 gigabytes of storage, which a lot of people take for granted and is very expensive to buy, is actually much cheaper with a phone such as this. So when you compare an iPhone 7 and its settings and capabilities and its scores when it comes to benchmarking compared to this phone, is it really worth spending the extra money for an iPhone 8 or 10 if you're going to get what you need from a phone like this? So let's talk about benchmarks. Let's go through that a little bit here. So I looked at a whole bunch of different tools out there that are used for mobile devices, and these are the most popular ones. Obviously, I've used CPU-Z for years and years now just to see how the device is running, see how the processor, the CPU is operating. Again, like I said, octa-core in here, so 8 cores running at different CPU speeds, when it's on idle or full load and so forth. 10 nanometer architecture on this little puppy, and of course, like I said earlier, it has the Adreno 540 GPU. Okay, so when it comes to the system specs, we're good to go there. We've got all that. We're going to move that aside, and now we're going to look at the first benchmarking tool, which is the Antutu benchmark tool. That's right, you heard me, Antutu. Version 6.2.7 is the one that I've got, which is the latest one at the time of this video, and it runs a variety of benchmark tests against the device, and then it gives you a score, gives you a number, and then I take that score and then I compare that online to other phones to see how it does. Now, when it gave me these scores for the 3D, the user experience, the CPU, and the RAM, it actually said that this was amazing. These are excellent scores. Okay, great. Okay, so what does that mean? Excellent user experience, excellent. Okay, so we know that it's excellent. But how does it compare to other phones, right? Keep in mind, you can pause the screen at any time in this video so you can look at the screens more at your pace, okay, because I'm going through it a little bit quickly here. But I'm showing you a breakdown of the scores so that you have that if you want to compare it with your phone or other phones that you're benchmarking or that you've seen online yourself. Now, here is how it positioned my device, which is number 4 on this list, compared to the other phones that you see here. So that gives you a good idea on how it positions itself overall, okay? And also, it gave me some more comparisons against a Samsung 8 Plus. Okay, so there again, you can see how it excels on the RAM, on the CPU, and on the GPU scores as well. So it depends on the phone. On the Samsung 8, it did better on one side. On the against the iPhone 7, it does well on the multiple GPUs or CPU scores there. So it varies. It varies on the phone and the architecture that's used. So on the Basemark OS 2 scores here, you can see here overall score about 3,700 and change overall. And how does that position this phone? Well, you can see it right there, just below the Galaxy S7, but above those other Galaxy Note 8s. Okay, so there you have it. Looking at the graphics benchmarks, these are the OpenGL ones. I specifically ran 2 high-end level tests, the Manhattan 3.1 and the T-Rex. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I got really good results on this one and compared it online to other phones and how well the GPU performed. So here again, pause the screen anytime if you want to see more specifics and take your time looking at it. But at the end of the day, here's the score at the top that I got, 2357, and how it compares to those other phones. So again, you've got some benchmarks there to compare against and how well this one does on those 2 tests. Okay, so you have a good idea on how it performs there. Now let's move on to Geekbench. Geekbench actually does comparisons against other Android phones only. So here's the single core and the multi-core and how it performed. It says that my device is a Qualcomm, but that's incorrect. So just ignore that if it says Qualcomm at the top. It's the Mi Mix 2, but there are the comparisons. And last but not least, from FutureMark, I've got 2 benchmarks to review here. The 3D Mark scores that you can see right here called the Slingshot. And these are OpenGL. These are also graphic intensive test scores. And I also ran the PC Mark mobile edition for this phone. And it's called Work 2.0. And I ran, it's like an overall system wide test on that one, Work 2.0 test. And here are the results that it gave, 6680. So there's the performance score roughly that you can see, and the breakdown for that. And when we look online, you can see here the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2, second one there compared to those other phones on the list. So well-rounded phone, great features overall. You get the idea. Excellent quality and build. I love the minimalistic design of it. Good battery life, like I said, with the Quick Charge 3.0, large bezel-less, 5.99-inch screen, beautiful. The OS is snappy. It is optimized for performance for the for this GPU and CPU. So excellent multitasking came out of that. Good processing power. I would have liked to perhaps get that waterproofing in there because, I don't want to damage it if it gets wet. And maybe improve on the selfie camera and also the OS. Tweak it a little bit. Maybe make some features that it doesn't have that iOS has for those people that want to migrate and move from iPhone to Android. This would be great. I'll add the latest price link below in the description if you want to click on that and get to the latest deals for this phone. And again, I'd like to thank GearBest for providing it. comment below. Let me know what you think about the Mi Mix 2 Xiaomi phone that I reviewed. And again, thank you for watching.